GBETV. Yes, sir!
Good evening. Welcome to the Sharmin Prince Show on GBETV, where we know that progress is a must. And I am your host, Sharmin Prince. Now today, we have a great topic for you. It's on the importance of knowing yourself. I know last week we did the show on self-love, and I hope you learned something and is on that journey of loving yourself. And today we will get into the importance of knowing yourself. So both of them tied in to each other. And get your pens, get your paper, because there will be things that you will want to write. So get your pen and your paper. If you're viewing the show for the very first time, welcome to the Sharmin Prince Show, where we empower, encourage, enlighten, inform, and most of all, we transform. We hope that transformation will take place. Now, remember the raffle, the Christmas raffle. You can't forget that. And if you haven't sent your name and your number already to gbetvinfo@gmail.com, you have to ensure after the show that you send your name and your telephone number. Remember, the name that you're sending via email must match that which is on your ID card or whatever form of identification you're using, be it a passport or whatever. It must match the name that you sent us. And the raffle will be drawn on Christmas Day, right here on the show at the same time. So remember, you can't have an opportunity to win if you don't send your name and your number to gbetvinfo@gmail.com. gbetvinfo@gmail.com. Send your name and your telephone number, and you will be entered into the raffle, and with a chance to win a smart television, which is the first prize, a laptop, which is the second prize, and 50 US is our third prize. Again, a smart TV is the first prize, a laptop is the second prize, and 50 US is the third prize. You send your name and your number to gbetvinfo@gmail.com. Now, before we get into the discussion or a topic, I read something on Travis' page that I would be remiss if I don't address. And I think it's 2 days ago, Travis posted a 12-year-old student of St. George's High School that was slashed in his face with a knife, and I think he received 15 stitches. And Travis actually has the picture of that child on his Facebook page. And it's alarming, it's concerning that we have that level of violence. When I look at the child's face, I actually I'm concerned that he will be left with a scar for his entire life. He will have that scar on his face, all the way to his ear. And you know, people actually label people with scars, especially in their faces. And the level of violence that is occurring among our young people is concerning. And so we have to do something. And the only thing we can do is educate, right? Enlighten. Teach our children coping skills. How to cope when you get angry. How to manage and how problem solving skills. That if you get into a confrontation or you're having conflict, it does not have to end in violence. If two teenagers or two adolescents have a conflict, they should have the skills to communicate or even fist fight. How did the knife come in? And to slash your peer in the face, that will leave us an ugly scar for life, is not a very good way of coping with conflict. It's not a good method of conflict resolution. It's not a good coping mechanism for negative emotions. So I guess sometime in the future we will have to do a show on problem solving tools, conflict resolution, coping with anger, how to manage and control your anger, and negative emotions. Because that's the only way we can cause transformation to occur, is by providing information and education. Because with information and education comes enlightenment and empowerment. So we will have to do that. If you haven't heard of the story or you haven't seen it, it's still on Travis' page. So you can go to Travis' page, because that's where I learned about it. You can go to Travis' page and find it. And if you're an NGO, think about going into the schools and teaching conflict resolution or problem solving tools and how to deal with anger. Because this, whatever happened, somebody was angry and it resulted in this. You can get angry, but you don't have to get violent. You could get angry, you don't have to get into a fist fight. You can get angry and you don't have to say hurtful things to the next person. You could just get angry and share how you feel. And look and ask yourself, why am I feeling like this? Why am I this angry? And it would help you to better problem solve and resolve conflict with others. Very important. So I'd like to see our NGOs get into the schools and into the community and help our young people to manage negative emotions. Now, we are going to go to the greetings, and when we come back, we will get into our discussion on the importance of knowing yourself.
Hi, Merry Christmas to everyone in Guyana. Season's greetings and Merry Christmas and a blessed New Year to all my Guyanese brothers and family.
My nieces Effie, Afia, my nephews, my son Odelan, Kioma, and all the rest, Aisha, my daughter, and all the rest who I remember the name presently. But I just want to give you all a hello and a shout out to everybody. Love y'all and have a good day. All my aunties and uncles, have a good time. Love y'all.
Those were the greetings. Now last week, we discussed self-love. This week, we're discussing the importance of knowing yourself. And I created an acronym for self. And I would share that, the S, the E, the L, and the F as we go through the program. Now guys, I know I sound a little congested because I'm hearing myself, but I have like the worst cold. And this show is important to me, so despite I'm congested, I still have to do the show, right? So please forgive me because I'm sure you're hearing it too. So the S in self is secure your strength. What are your strengths? Think about that for a moment, and I hope you have your pens and your papers, because you know, a lot of times when I ask people, what are your strengths? They stop and they ponder for some time. But when I ask, what are your weaknesses? They can provide you with a list of weaknesses. Now I don't want that for you. So I want you to think about your strengths. Ask yourself, what are my strengths? Now what is a strength? A strength is something that you're good at. That's like the obvious thing, right? But what is it that you're good at? What is it that you do well and it's effortless? You don't have to put in the hard work to do it, and you do it well. That is a strength. And being able to identify that is great to you now and to your future. A strength is something when you do it, you get optimum pleasure. There is a sense of satisfaction and gratification that nothing else gives that to you. When you do this particular thing, you have this sense of satisfaction, you have a sense of peace. That's your strength. Now, if you have your pen and your paper, write the things that come to mind. Write the things that you do and it gives you satisfaction. Write the things that you do well. Write those things that it don't take anything for you to do it, and you always get compliments that, oh, you're so good at this. Some of the strengths that you have, people commend you on them. Some of our strengths because they're so effortless, we don't even acknowledge that they are strengths. Some of the strengths also that we have are the very same thing that our parents told us to stop doing. You know, let me give you an example. All my report cards would include talkative, because I'll do my work and talk all the time. And of course, both my parents and my teachers wanted to stop me from talking. Now that was a strength that my mother or my teachers didn't even think that could be developed, right? I grew up thinking that it was a weakness, not knowing that that strength is connected to my purpose. So if you're a parent and you may have a child that is extremely talkative, that would even talk in their sleep, do not make that child think that it's a weakness, because it is a strength that can be developed. If your child is talking a lot, turn it into a strength. Get them into poetry. Get them into something that they can use their voices. And it becomes a strength, because most times some of those things are connected to our purposes. So do not, your strengths are not just those things that everybody see and everybody commend you about. A strength can also be something that is criticized. That's why it's so important, you know, knowing yourself. So the thing, I hope you're writing, right? And you should have like a list of like 10 things. No, I'm kidding. You should be writing, and just the things that are coming to mind that you're good at. Cooking, you know, but cooking could be a hobby. I think everybody in Guyana has that strength, because everybody likes to cook. But think about those things that are that gives you a lot of pleasure, a lot of satisfaction. The thing that makes you stand out. What makes you stand out? What is it that your friends like about you? And they all say the same thing. That's a strength. And how can you foster that strength? How can you develop it? How can your strengths be developed that it overshadows your weaknesses or your challenges? Because I hate the word weakness. I call it challenge. What can you do right now to enhance the first 2 strengths on your list? And for the next 6 months, concentrate on developing them and enhancing them, and just embracing those 2 strengths, the first 2 on your list. And as you do that, you will begin to see more, right? So you'll be adding this list that you've created with your strengths can become extensive, because you know you'll begin to identify more, because remember, you're getting to know you better. So ensure that you could commit whatever time to enhance the first 2 strengths on your list. And how are you going to do that? It depends on what they are. And because it's your strength, you will be able to identify, what can I do to make this better? What can I do to enhance this? What can I do right now to make this become the focal part of my life? And we'll go to a commercial break. And when we come back, we will go to the E. And while we go to the E, think for a moment, what makes you unique? Let's take a break.
Next Gen Car Rentals. For reliable, clean, fuel-efficient and well-maintained cars, choose Next Gen Car Rentals. Telephone 231-8963 or like us on Facebook. Next Gen Car Rentals, taking you to the next level.
GBETV. Yes, sir!
Before the break, I asked the question, what is unique about you? So we did the S in self, secure your strength. Now we're doing the E, embrace your uniqueness. What is unique about you? What is different? What it is that you do that it might be something that everyone does, but you do it differently. It's just unique. There is something unique about each of us. And what is that thing that you have that is unique to you? Think about that for a moment. And your uniqueness is something intrinsic. It comes from within. And you may be with your friends, and they might be doing something, and you just you walk in there, and whatever you do changes or enhances or just put a different touch to what is being done. And you might be said, someone might say, that's very unique. And you may be asking, but why are you doing this? Because these are things that we need to know. And these are things that I wish that we were taught during primary socialization and secondary socialization, and we would be better adults. But it's never too late. What is unique about you? Is it the way you speak? Is it the way you think? Is it the way you act? What is it? Is it your sense of self? You have a unique self-confidence that does not come across arrogant, and you know it, and you use it. What is it? Is it that you're able to motivate those around you, or you're able to inspire those around you? What do you have, or do you know about you that is unique to only you? I mean, I have a lot of unique qualities, and I guess I developed them, and after I discovered it, I developed it. I have a unique way of motivating people, and it's unique to me. But what is unique to you? And trust me, it took me a very long time to embrace my uniqueness, not just A few of them I knew, but it took me some time to embrace it. What is unique about you? That thing that is special about you. That thing that when you were created, it was given to you. Just you. What is it? Sometimes during childhood you'll hear your parents say something unique about you, but most times it's not in an empowering or encouraging way. Sometimes it's very disparaging or discouraging to hear. And then when you get older and you realize that that's one of your unique qualities, you're like, I wish I knew, or I wish my mother knew that was the quality that is gonna take me into my destiny. What is that quality? What is it? Write it. And you may be able to identify 2. And if you do, congratulations. Because each of us have at least one unique quality. At least one. And if you're able to identify 2, it's great. That means that you're on the wonderful road, and it might be a smooth one, your journey of self-discovery. So you wrote that 1 unique, 2, maybe 3 things that are unique about you. Now what can you do to enhance your uniqueness? What can you do to enhance it? What can you do to make it better? What can you do to promote it? What can you do to share it with others? How are you going to develop it? What do you need to do to develop your uniqueness? Are you ready to embrace it? Because everything that we do, everything that I teach, everything that I share, you have to be ready to implement it, to embrace it. So, are you ready to embrace your uniqueness? And your uniqueness is a gift. Because it's unique to only you. So it's a gift that you receive when you were created. How do you use it to help mankind? What do you do? Money can't give you your uniqueness. Material things won't give you your uniqueness. And you can't buy it. Because it's a gift from the Creator. Discover that gift and embrace it. And once you embrace it, those that are around you would benefit those that are around you. And then you might begin to attract people to you because of your uniqueness. Your uniqueness can lead you into your purpose. Your uniqueness is the thing that will catapult you into your destiny. But you first have to discover it, identify it, and embrace it. After you embrace it, you're going to develop it. So, the thing that makes you stand out, what is it? Sometimes some of our uniqueness or gifts has to be fostered. And when I say it has to be fostered, just what I said earlier, develop, but discover it, identify it. A lot of times our uniqueness can go unnoticed. Don't let that be you. Don't let your uniqueness remain dormant. Because the thing that is unique about us is the thing that fuels us. It's that fire that, you know, that is there, that motivates, that empowers, that pushes you, that drives you, that causes you to be determined, and you want to do so much more. But you have to discover it. So it's S, secure your strengths. It's E, embrace your uniqueness.
GBETV. Yes, sir!
Next Gen Car Rentals. For reliable, clean, fuel-efficient and well-maintained cars, choose Next Gen Car Rentals. Telephone 231-8963 or like us on Facebook. Next Gen Car Rentals, taking you to the next level.
Welcome back to the Sharmin Prince Show. I'm your host, Sharmin Prince. And our topic today is the importance of knowing yourself. We went through the first part, S for self, which is secure your strength. We just completed the E in self, embrace your uniqueness. Now we're gonna discuss the L in self, live your truth. At the end of the before we went to the break, I asked the question, what is your truth? Whew. The first time I thought about this, I'm like, my truth, my truth is filled with pain, disappointment, regrets, and all I could have identified is the negatives of my truth. But then when I dealt with them, because I had to deal with them, because I wouldn't be sitting here before you, I'm like, okay, but my truth has positives. My truth has strengths. My truth has uniqueness. So it's not just about the negative. The negatives were there. And I had to embrace it. I had to accept that that's my truth. And trust me, viewers, it's one of the hardest things you may have to do on this journey of self-discovery. But it's one of the best things that you will do for you. Because remember, now we are trying to focus on self. Because if you don't develop you don't love you, because we did self-love last week, you can't do it for anyone else. And don't let anyone fool you. Everything begins with self. So if you don't have love for self, you can't love anyone else. I remember that when you're flying and they're giving you the instructions that if there is an emergency, what you should do. Then always emphatically declare that you must take down your mask, put it on first before you help someone else. consider that. If you don't help yourself, you can't help someone else. And you might be saying, really? I've done this, you said I can't love someone else if I don't love me. When you see you begin to love you, the love that you think you had before would look like nothing, because your love becomes authentic. So everything you're doing for yourself, you're gonna do for you. It will cause you to do better for people, and coming from an authentic place. So live in your truth. There's certain parts of your truth, like your parents, your birth order, that can't be changed. Nothing can be done, you can do, to change who your parents are. Your birth order. And remember, we spoke a couple of shows ago about those uncontrolled experiences. There's nothing you can do about those. But it's your truth, right? And another part of your truth that you have to embrace is the controlled experiences, the things you could have controlled, but you still made bad choices. And it's something that you just have to accept. You know what, let me share something personal with you guys. One of my controlled experiences that was most difficult for me is the choices in men, that I used to make. It was hard because it's like, you know that you could have done better, you could have whatever, and that condemning little voice that you have to kill. Yeah. So whatever it is that you could have controlled but you didn't, you embrace it. It's okay, because it's your truth, and it's a part of you. And once you embrace that and you begin to live it out, your life, I don't know how to tell you guys, if it becomes easier, and the things that haunted you will not haunt you anymore. You have to embrace your secrets. Yeah, some of those dark secrets you have to embrace. You have to embrace the strengths that you secured in the ass. You have to embrace your uniqueness. And live your truth. All of those things are a part of your truth. Some of the experiences that we don't want to remember. But even if they're repressed, they're still there. Sometimes it's difficult to deal with them, to face them, to share about them, especially, in our society, that childhood trauma of sexual abuse, that's one of the darkest secrets that a lot of us wouldn't want to embrace. and say that is my truth. But you know what? I did it. I have a lot of people that are Guyanese that did it because we wanted to love ourselves. We wanted to understand the importance of knowing ourselves, securing our strengths, embracing our uniqueness. We had to live our truths. They're all part of our truth. And though some of it might not be desirable, it's still our truth. And we have to embrace it. We have to accept it. But as I said in the previous clips, you have to be ready. And are you ready to live your truth? Let's take a break. And when we come back, we'll talk about the F in self.
Next Gen Car Rentals. For reliable, clean, fuel-efficient and well-maintained cars, choose Next Gen Car Rentals. Telephone 231-8963 or like us on Facebook. Next Gen Car Rentals, taking you to the next level.
GBETV. Yes, sir!
Welcome back to the Sharmin Prince Show. And I'm your host, Sharmin Prince. Now we spoke about the importance of knowing yourself. And we went through the acronym SELF. S, secure your strengths. E, embrace your uniqueness. And L, live your truth. And now we're at F, the last letter. What do you think it is? Forgiveness. That thing that a lot of human beings find it hard to do. And you'll hear them say, oh, I forgive him and I forgive her. But when they speak about that him or her, you don't hear forgiveness in the words. You don't hear forgiveness in the emotions behind the words. You don't hear forgiveness in that. What is forgiveness? The ability to let it go despite how painful, how uncomfortable, how traumatic, how whatever it were. Your ability to really let it go. And when you think about it, you don't relive the experience or its emotion. Forgiveness is complete release. And when you talk about it or the person, it's like if you're talking about a friend. That's what you feel. And forgiveness is a process. It's not immediate. It's not instant. Remember that. It's a process. It's a process that you begin when you decide that I am ready to do this. Whew. If you can grasp that, it would be so liberating and so transformative for you that you would see changes occur in your life. Because the things that holds us back and that prevents us from doing a lot of things that can help us on our journey, fulfill our purposes, and really walk into our destinies are the opposite, the things that are the opposite of forgiveness. Like bitterness, resentment, unforgiveness, the big one, hate, deceit, and gossiping. You know, you wouldn't expect me to say that, but think about the consequences of gossip and what it does to the mind and what it does to people. And gossip causes a lot of unforgiveness. So forgiveness is a process that you begin when you decide that this is what I want to do. And you may have to relive some of the experiences. But after that, you begin to let it go in whatever form that you choose to. If you're someone who prays, if you're someone like me who like to talk, I have to tell someone, I have to talk about it. If you're someone who meditates, whatever it is that you use to connect to your source of higher power, God, whatever it is, you would need that in this process of forgiveness. Because sometimes the unforgiveness is deeply rooted in a lot of pain. So in order for you to forgive, you have to go to, a place of pain, and you'll need help. Be it the help from your spiritual connection or help from another human being. But start the process. Forgiveness includes when you can talk about it and the emotions are no longer there. And you can be talking about deep pain. And despite it's a heavy subject and the space can be extremely heavy, you can make it light. You can talk about it like if you're talking about one of your strengths. But forgiveness is very, very important to us and for us to understand the importance of knowing yourself. Or forgiveness. How many people do you have to forgive? And can you identify the person that you need to forgive as the main source? It's like that's the heart of your unforgiveness. That if you forgive that one person, it's like everything else will open up and it will be easy or easier for you to forgive the other people. Now for me, my forgiveness began, and I think once you understand, once you do the others, secure your strength, embrace your uniqueness and live your truth, you'll be able to do this. I remember I said, I like to talk. I have to confront. I like to confront and have a discussion with the people that hurt me and let them know how I feel. Some people can do that, but you see, once you know yourself, you will know what works for you. So confrontation works for me. Having discussions, having dialogues also work. Some people need to have someone stand in the gap. Whatever works for you, try to identify what it is. But there has to be, I don't want to use the word ritual, but there have to be an activity or an action surrounding forgiveness that is done with someone, another human being. If it's the person or someone standing in the gap. But forgiveness is extremely integral in the importance of knowing yourself. Let's take a commercial break.
GBETV. Yes, sir!
Next Gen Car Rentals. For reliable, clean, fuel-efficient and well-maintained cars, choose Next Gen Car Rentals. Telephone 231-8963 or like us on Facebook. Next Gen Car Rentals, taking you to the next level. Next Gen Car Rentals. For reliable, clean, fuel-efficient and well-maintained cars, choose Next Gen Car Rentals. Telephone 231-8963 or like us on Facebook. Next Gen Car Rentals, taking you to the next level.
GBETV. Yes, sir!
Welcome back to the Sharmin Prince Show on GBETV, where we know that progress is a must. And I'm your host, Sharmin Prince. Today our discussion was about the importance of knowing yourself. And what I did, I created an acronym for self, and we discussed each letter. The S for secure your strengths, the E, embrace your uniqueness, the L, live your truth, and F, forgiveness. And I hope that you made some notes. You might not be ready at this time. However, you have the information. I might have unearthed something or some things for someone who had been viewing the show, and I might not have been able to answer a question. Remember, you can send us an email at gbetvinfo@gmail.com, the same email that you can send your name and telephone number to enter the raffle, the Christmas raffle that is going to be drawn here on Christmas Day, where the first prize is a smart TV, the second prize is a laptop, and the third prize is $50 US. And all you need to do is send us your info. But if you need to speak to someone, just find someone that you trust, or find a professional. And remember, this show is on every Monday right here at the same time. If you just joined the show and you were unable to see the beginning, you can always go to YouTube. You can go to YouTube, Sharmin Prince at YouTube, on YouTube, and you'll find all the previous shows. You know, follow us on Facebook, The Sharmin Prince Show on Facebook. Talk Time with Sharmin and The Sharmin Prince Show on Facebook. And I'll see you again next Monday. And I wish you all the best. I am your host, Sharmin Prince by Dudinsky. I'm your host, Sharmin Prince. Good night. Until next week.